New Spring 2023 Anime Recap: The last humans on Earth fight with monsters to survive. As the moonlight pours into the room, Kuroko startles awake and sees the man-eater outside the window, which she and Maru have been searching for. The duo quickly grabs their special gun and rushes out of the house to hunt the beast. Along the way, they come across the hotel manager, who is also armed and warns them about the dangers of venturing outside. But Kuroko and Maru are determined to find the man-eater and put an end to its menace once and for all. After an intense battle, where Kuroko and Maru narrowly escape several close attacks, they come up with a plan. Maru tries to distract the man-eater while Kuroko prepares to take the shot. But just as she is about to pull the trigger, the manager jumps on Kuroko and orders the beast to run away. Confused, Kuroko and Maru listen to the manager's story, who reveals that her son was taken by the man-eater, and it no longer poses a threat to anyone. She pleads with them to keep the beast's existence a secret and let it live in peace. After realizing that the gun Kuroko was carrying was out of battery, the eccentric duo finally took a moment to relax. However, their trust in the hotel manager proved to be a grave mistake, as she was brutally attacked and killed by the man-eater right in front of Kuroko and Maru. Despite the horrifying experience, the duo did not let fear paralyze them and decided to continue their fight against the man-eater. In a stroke of luck, Maru was able to close in on the beast and ultimately kill it. The next day, Maru revealed to Kuroko his desire to find heaven, a place where he believes there is a doppelganger of himself. Kuroko was initially skeptical of this idea, but ultimately decided to support her partner in his quest. Maru excitedly shows Kuroko a small vial of liquid, explaining that it's a drug he's been instructed to inject into his doppelganger. While Kuroko is skeptical, Maru insists that it's necessary and will benefit everyone in the end. Their journey takes them to a cozy farm where they're welcomed by the friendly inhabitants. Over dinner, an odd man in their midst announces that Kuroko is a famous go-kart racer who disappeared after her brother's tragic demise. Though the man points out the striking resemblance in facial features, Kuroko vehemently denies the claim, insisting that it's nothing but a coincidence. After spending some time on the ship to Tokyo, Maru decides to express his true feelings to Kuroko. He tells her that he wants to live with her on the farm and forget about their quest to find heaven. Initially, Kuroko doesn't quite understand what he means and declines the idea, as she isn't interested in a life of farming and smoking all day. However, Maru then offers to help her with her job, revealing that he has feelings for her. Kuroko is taken aback by the confession and stumbles to respond, telling him that it's not the right time or place for such a discussion. But Maru insists and leans in for a kiss, causing Kuroko to feel a mix of shock and excitement. Kuroko's nonchalance in response to Maru's attempt to kiss her was evident, and she pulled away without a second thought. Maru was quick to apologize, realizing that he had let his emotions get the best of him. The atmosphere between the two friends became serious as Kuroko had a confession to make, something that she knew might seem incomprehensible to Maru. Kuroko took a deep breath before revealing that, despite her female physique, she identified as male due to having a male mind. She explained that she had always felt like she was trapped in the wrong body, and it had taken her a long time to come to terms with this fact. It was about 5 years ago that Kuroko was a force to be reckoned with in the world of electrokart racing. She was a popular figure, consistently winning competitions and generating significant revenue for the orphanage she supported. It was during one of these races that Kuroko's brother Haruki found himself in trouble, cornered and threatened by an aggressive thug. Fortunately, a man named Robin intervened just in time to save Haruki from harm. It was quickly apparent that Robin was no stranger to Haruki, as he had looked up to him as an older brother figure for quite some time. The reason behind Robin's overprotectiveness became clear. He had tragically lost a sibling to a man-eater attack and had been carrying the weight of that loss with him ever since. Despite the traumatic experience, Robin had found a way to channel his pain into protecting others, particularly those he felt a sense of kinship with. As Haruki and Kuroko were dozing off in their bedroom, a loud commotion outside woke them up. They quickly learned that Robin and his associates were scouring the area for a man-eater that was lurking in the vicinity. Despite Robin's advice, Haruki ventured outside and succeeded in slaying the beast with a weapon. However, Robin was understandably upset, as he had warned Haruki to stay in the safety of their room. Meanwhile, Kuroko continued to participate in electro-kart racing and proved to be quite talented at it. Interestingly, there was a doctor who frequently accompanied the siblings, but he always refused to be photographed. During one seemingly routine race, Haruki spotted an invisible man-eater walking along the track. Fearing for the safety of his sister and the other racers, he made the impulsive decision to confront and defeat the beast before it could cause any harm. When Haruki eventually came face to face with the man-eater, he realized that his weapon was useless against it. Despite his efforts to fight it off, he was eventually overpowered and left for dead. When Kuroko arrived at that part of the race track, she immediately recognized the danger and instructed her competitors to turn back. While they went to seek help, Kuroko bravely approached the man-eater and attempted to save her brother. However, it was too late, and she was only able to retrieve Haruki's half-eaten body. Miraculously, Haruki survived the attack and was rushed to the hospital. As he struggled to walk into the hospital, he caught a glimpse of himself in a nearby mirror and was shocked to see Kuroko's face staring back at him. Overcome with panic, he began shouting uncontrollably, causing the doctors and nurses to rush to his aid. After waking up in the hospital and hearing the doctors talking about Kuroko's identity crisis, Haruki feels confused and disoriented. He cannot understand how Kuroko could think she is him, despite their vastly different bodies. As he tries to make sense of the situation, he recalls the doctor who treated him when he was brought to the hospital. Haruki asks the doctors if they know anything about him, hoping to get some answers. To his surprise, the doctors tell him that the doctor who treated him was none other than the mysterious physician who was always around him and his sister. It turns out that the sibling reached the hospital almost on the verge of death, and the doctor did everything possible to save at least Kuroko's life, who now claims that he is actually Haruki with his sister's body. Regrettably, the doctor who performed the surgery on Haruki had already left the town before he could meet him again. Despite this setback, Haruki remains determined to unravel the truth about his bizarre transformation. His relentless pursuit of answers takes him to the Asakusa Race Association headquarters, where he hopes to find some clues. However, his search takes an unexpected turn when he discovers that Robin, the man who saved him and his sister, has been murdered. As Haruki delves deeper into the mystery surrounding his body and the events that led to his strange situation, he decides to visit his old orphanage, only to discover that it has been relocated to another town since Kuroko's death. In his search for answers, Haruki realizes that there is no evidence to confirm Robin's supposed death, which drives him to launch a quest to locate him. The doctor who performed the surgery that ended up transplanting Haruki's brain into Kuroko's body is the only person who can shed light on what happened, and so Haruki sets out to find him as well. As Haruki recollects his experiences, Maru becomes increasingly skeptical of his story, but Haruki remains determined to get to the truth. There are clear indications of brain surgery in the moments when Haruki wakes up from his comatose state, leading him to believe that the operation did indeed take place and that Kuroko perished in the man-eater's attack. Their conversation is interrupted by a loud commotion nearby, and as they investigate the source of the noise, they come face to face with a colossal man-eater, its menacing gaze locked on them from outside the ship. And this brings the anime to an end. Comment for part 4, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss out on another video. Until next time, take care.